Hello, welcome to BawoniConsult's webinars. This webinar today is about building a customer-focused business. My name is Maureen Atebawone and I'm the founder of BawoniConsult. I'm also the Chief Customer Whisperer. You can contact me at any time by emailing bawoniconsult@gmail.com. For today's session, we're going to be focusing on introduction to customer service, why is it important for your business, how to identify your customer, key tools for customer centricity in business, and an overview of all the topics at the end. Around the globe, 96% of consumers say customer service is an important factor in their choice of loyalty to a brand. So what does customer service mean to you? Customer service shouldn't just be a department, it should be the entire company. Depending on the industry that you're working in or that you have a business in, customer service can look different for everyone. Within the restaurant industry, it might be the waiter or waitress taking an order. Within a retail industry, it might be the salesperson providing information on the products that are available. Within the telco industry, it might be the customer service reps that answer the phone when you call their hotline. So it's definitely different for every industry. So I want you to think about what customer service means to you as an employee or employer, depending on how that is relevant to you as you're taking this webinar. So let's discuss the difference between customer service and customer experience. Customer service is the support you offer customers both before and after they purchase and use your products or services that helps them have an easy and enjoyable experience with you. Customer experience, on the other hand, is the overall perception of a brand as a result of comprehensive interactions throughout the buyer's journey. What's important to note is that customer experience covers all forms of customer service. Customer experience is also a more holistic approach to developing customer service for your business or your brand. As we continue this webinar, I want you to consistently think about customer service and customer experience in two different streams. Yes, customer experience does cover everything related to customer service, but you have to think about customer service as every interaction that you have with your customer, and customer experience more as the strategy behind every interaction that you have with a customer. So with customer experience, you're even including your client or customer relationship management, your ability to respond to problems and the solutions that you decide to implement within your business. And with customer service, it's specific reactions to problems that you have or that customers bring to the table. Customer service. So customer service is definitely reactive, as I just said. It usually comes into play when a customer is dissatisfied and contacts the company or approaches an employee. It focuses on single specific interaction at a time. So here's a typical example. Imagine that you go to a restaurant and you order your food, and your food comes back to your table cold. What would you do? Would you ask for the attention of the waiter and then tell her that your food is cold, him or her that your food is cold? And what would you be expecting? Would you be expecting them to replace your food, go and heat it up, or allow you to make another order? Those expectations are things that you would take into consideration when you start strategizing your customer experience at your business. So customer experience is actually proactive. You're thinking about all the different things that a customer may bring to the table and how you can make their experience with your brand positive throughout. So you're thinking about what a customer is going to think about before they even approach your business or your brand. Is the information available online about your business accurate? Because you want it to be a smooth and easy process when a customer interacts with your brand. So customer experience is very proactive. A business can take action to optimize the customer journey before the customer becomes dissatisfied. Knowing that the customer journey starts before a customer walks into your brick and mortar business or contacts your brand is very important. It means that as you're sitting down and you're taking this webinar, you're thinking about what information is available about my business or my brand online. A lot of customers will go online to research how they can find a product or service and what information is available online about your business. We find that a lot of businesses forget to include their phone numbers online, or they have incorrect contact information, or they might not even have their opening hours for their business available online. Those are the things that you have to focus on when you're thinking about customer experience. Those are the things that actually turn your customer experience into a positive customer experience for all your customers. The next thing about customer experience that you have to take into consideration is that it's holistic. Because it's not reactive, you're actually thinking about the full picture and how it benefits your business and your clients. You're thinking beyond the customer service department, and you know that the responsibility of customer service and the overall customer experience is up to everyone in the company. So right now that we're dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of businesses are shifting from walk-in service to delivery service. What happens with delivery service is if you have a business that actually has to rely on a third-party courier, that delivery driver is the face of your brand, even though they don't work directly for you. So as a holistic way to think about the customer experience, it would be important to pick a courier that aligns with your brand message and your brand identity and is able to deliver the kind of service that you want at the quality that you want. You can't just go with any kind of courier. And what are your plans if something were to go wrong? So with the customer experience approach to customer service, you would be thinking about all the things that could go wrong and how you would handle those in advance of anything going wrong. Like I said, customer experience is proactive, it's not reactive. The next thing is customer experience takes into account the overall customer journey. And the customer journey is extensive depending on what kind of product or service you're offering. But in simpler terms, the customer journey is really just every step that a customer is going to take before they actually make a purchase at your business and after they make a purchase at your business. You're thinking about 3 different categories: the pre-sale, the sale, and the after-sale. A lot of businesses focus just on the sale, but what we're trying to do is trying to get businesses and employees to remember that the sale starts before a customer makes a purchase. So what are the ways that a customer will interact with your business before they actually make that purchase? Whether it's online, making a phone call, doing their research on your website, is all the information and the experience that you're providing at that pre-sale stage a positive experience? Is it a positive experience at your sales stage in terms of having the right payment types or payment options, making sure that the pricing is transparent, making sure that the return policy is transparent, making sure that your products and inventory is available? All of those are things that you need to think about when you're thinking about your customer experience at the sale point. And then your after-sale strategy is also really important because that's really where you develop your customer loyalty and customer retention. A lot of customers forget about brands because the brand never interacts with the customer after they've made the purchase. It's almost like, I've got your money, I'm fine, I don't need to see you anymore, I don't need to contact you anymore. But the brands that have gained longevity within the market are the brands that have found a way to stay connected to the customer. So for a brand that's selling a fridge, for example, we know that the sale of appliances is not a common thing. So when someone goes in to buy a fridge, they're probably buying it for the next few years. Let's hope that it's a good quality fridge and they're buying it for the next few years. With the sales of appliances, the benefit that they get from an after-sales customer experience strategy is that they have an ability to keep in touch with the customer. They can offer different services. Some examples are servicing. Actually, they could offer servicing to their customer. They could have their customer join a loyalty program where if they come in and buy any other appliances, they get a discount. They could actually even have a referral program where if the customer refers another customer to them, they could get a discount on another appliance, a smaller appliance, if they were to do that. There's so many ways to keep in touch with customers in the after-sales aspect of the customer experience, but it all involves a certain amount of strategy and thought. You must be able to keep in touch with your customers. You must be able to get feedback from your customers. You must be able to constantly want to know what your customers want and what they appreciate. And that's how you develop customer loyalty. The importance of customer service for business is a large topic, but the 3 main points that we want to drive home is that customer service offers positive business reputation. If you have your customer service down and you know that you're providing excellent customer service, you're more likely to have a customer tell another customer or someone that they know within their network that, you know what, I can definitely recommend this business because they have really good customer service. At the very least, you know that you're going to be treated well for purchasing their product or service. So excellent customer service encourages a positive business reputation amongst customers. Customers are more likely to recommend a business with a positive reputation, and your customers actually become your brand ambassadors. The second point is that customer service is important for your business because it's directly tied to your business revenue growth. When you have poor customer service, you tend to lose your customers and you don't make as much money. When you have excellent customer service or excellent customer experience, you tend to gain customers and retain your customers and make more money. So it is directly tied to your business revenue growth, and it does impact your business revenue. The next and final point is that customer service is tied to business longevity. We find that businesses tend to fall apart when customers consistently have poor experiences and poor service from that business. So if you want your business to grow and to last in the market, it pays to invest your time in developing a well thought out customer experience and to have the skills to provide excellent customer service to all your customers. This means that you're taking into consideration the customer feedback, how to develop customer loyalty, paying attention to your customer retention, paying attention to your customer churn, which is how many customers are going in and out of your business, and looking for ways that you can improve the overall experience for your customer. If a customer came to you and said, "Oh my God, I tried to call you the other day and the phone was constantly busy," what solution would you have to that customer service problem? And this is how you develop customer experience and loyalty. Taking into consideration what your customer has said, you would have to go and find out why that phone line was busy. Once you've identified what the problem was, are you going to take an extra step and install a secondary number so that customers have a backup to your primary number to be able to contact you? Are you also going to include an email address? Are you also going to maybe put in a message that if you were unable to contact us, please send us a message and we will get in touch with you immediately? These are all steps you can take to ensure that you're paying attention to your customers' wants and their needs and extending your business. And let's be honest, as business owners, we want to know that our business is going to grow and it's going to last. Customer service is a great way to differentiate yourself from your competition. By paying attention to the customer service and overall customer experience, you turn your customers from just customers to brand ambassadors. You develop lifelong relationships, and you're able to grow your business into the empire that you want it to be. From an employee standpoint, you're able to develop client relationships that are going to be lasting. You're also able to provide a service that not all businesses are able to provide by providing excellent customer service. So it's important that you realize that customer service is important for all businesses. So now let's discuss what you should focus on in terms of customer service. The first thing is customer loyalty. And customer loyalty is the likelihood that existing and previous customers continue purchasing from a specific company. The reason why customer loyalty is important is because you want your customers to always choose you over another brand. You want them to always think of your brand when it comes to the products and services that you offer, and knowing that they're going to get a specific quality of product and quality of service once they come to your brand. So how do you develop customer loyalty? There's so many different ways. A few of the ways that I recommend to clients is that I recommend that they develop a loyalty program, which is fairly simple to set up. It's basically a program that rewards your customers for purchasing or patronizing your business. So with loyalty programs, people tend to offer discounts. You'll see coffee shops that offer a free coffee after the 5th purchase of a coffee. And there's also the ability to develop referral programs. So depending on the type of business that you have and what products you're selling, you could actually reward your customers for referring your business to someone else. So if customer A refers your business to customer B, and customer B comes in and purchases a product, you would give customer A 5% off. And that's how you get people to constantly refer other people to your business. This helps with shops that have high and frequent purchases. So with like a corner shop or a retail shop, it's very effective because you want to get as many customers into your business. And by referring, you're pushing new customers into your business. So not only are you retaining your existing customers, you're also pushing new customers into your business. The final thing is very, very important. To get a customer loyalty or to gain customer loyalty, it's important to actually know who your customers are. I mean, that's a no-brainer. You have to know who is coming into your business and purchasing your products or services. And how do you do that? You basically have to set up a customer database. get their name, their phone number, their email address. Some businesses even go much further and actually ask the customer for their birthday, because in offering customer loyalty, they want to be able to reward the customer or provide a birthday present on the customer's birthday. And customers value that kind of interaction. So you have to take your time to really know who your customers are. Just to go a step further, for someone that has, let's say, a mom and pop convenience store that's on the corner of the streets or in the neighborhood, they would, by collecting customer data and understanding what their customers are purchasing, you might realize that your customers always purchase bread and eggs at the same time, or bread and milk at the same time. To develop that loyalty, by offering a discount, if you purchase 2 loaves of bread and a carton of milk, you get 5% off. A customer will tend to go there all the time because those are staples that people purchase frequently. So like I said, there's so many ways to develop customer loyalty. Loyalty programs are one of them. Referral programs are another one. Collecting customer data to understand and know who your customer is another way. And even in collecting customer data, paying attention to your customer buying behaviors is a great way to develop customer loyalty. For example, you might have a product that's in store that's selling really fast. Purchasing more inventory to make sure that that product is always in stock is a way to develop customer loyalty. And also just making sure that the customer experience is convenient and pleasant. It's one thing if, I'll give you a typical example. Maybe someone calls your business or calls the business and asks if they have this product available. And the person that answers the phone says, yes, we do have it available. And the customer goes into the shop to purchase the product and you're out of stock. There's different ways that the customer rep or the employee could have handled that, but that is definitely a way to inconvenience your customer and make it an unpleasant experience. The likelihood that that customer will return is very low. So you have to always have strategy in place to ensure that the customer experience is convenient and pleasant, and that's how you develop customer loyalty. We can always go back to how to develop customer loyalty in a future webinar, but I'm just going over this as this is part of just developing a customer-centric business. So the second thing that you need to focus on is customer retention. And this refers to the ability of a company or product to retain its customers over some specified period. High customer retention means customers of the product or service or business tend to return or to continue to buy in some way or another, and not defect to another product or business, or to stop using that product or service entirely. So you want to pay attention to customer retention. Customer retention really does inform you as a business owner or as an employee what you're doing well and what you're not doing well. It's a good way to identify how you can improve your service as well. So when you identify what you're doing well, then you obviously continue to do that when you're relating to your customers. But with customer retention, identifying what you're not doing well is how you find ways to keep retaining your customers. So all the customers you lost, you might not get them back, but for the new customers, you would do something differently. It means that you have to collect customer feedback. There is a direct link between customer retention and customer feedback. And customer feedback can be done in various ways. It can be done formally or informally. So here's some formal examples of customer feedback. A customer feedback form that you can either email to your customers or have at a very good vantage point in your business where they can just fill it out anonymously and put it into a customer feedback box, or even a hotline that they can call or send a text message to with feedback. Another formal way is having CSR, customer service reps, calling your customers to ask for feedback. A lot of the telcos and banks tend to do that. The third option in terms of customer feedback is informal, and that's basically a quick informal discussion with your customer while they're in your business or in your store, asking them what they like and what they don't like, or if they have any feedback about their experience. Usually we find that when customers walk into a retail store, the point of sale is where customer service reps or retail sales agents or attendants can ask them about their experience in the store. So how was your experience today? Did you find everything you need? That's a great way to get customer feedback from your customers. Okay, so next let's discuss customer lifetime value. The customer lifetime value represents the total amount of money a customer is expected to spend in your business or on your products during their lifetime. And this is also tied directly to customer loyalty because obviously as customers become more loyal with your brand or with your business, they tend to spend more money with your business and more time purchasing from your business. What you want to keep in mind is that you want to obviously extend the customer lifetime value. You don't want your customer to just come in and purchase from your business for one year. You want them to purchase from your business for 10 years. And if you sit down and think about it, a lot of us tend to purchase from brands that our parents purchased from. So there's like a generational lifetime value. And why do we do that? It's because we realized that we could trust that brand. The brand was consistent. They offered good customer service or good service and quality products. And that's what you want your customer to think about when they think about your brand. That's what's going to keep your customer coming back. So it's going to retain your customers and extend the amount of money they spend at your business over their lifetime. You want to have customers that come in for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and consistently trust your brand. And also, obviously, they would be referring it to other family members. But the point is, you want to think about how much money do I want this customer to spend at my business? And once you start collecting customer data, we will actually have a webinar about customer data in the future. But once you start collecting customer data, you can actually track how much your customers are spending. And you can also prompt them and nudge them to spend more. So you would be upselling certain products to certain customers once you realize that maybe you want your customers to spend a minimum of, let's say, 50 CDs within the Ghanaian context or $50 within the American context. However much you want your customer to spend, at minimum, you can develop a strategy to encourage them to spend that much. But you have to be able to collect customer data in order to understand what your customer lifetime value even is. The next thing we're going to talk about is customer experience management. And this is really integral to really developing a customer experience for your business. It's the process by which an organization manages and organizes each and every customer interaction with a brand across the buyer's journey. So this entails the whole business, the whole organization, all the employees, all the departments, from your social media department that is managing your social media pages, to your CSR reps that are managing the phones, to your retail sales rep that are front customer facing staff, and to your sales attendants that are online taking all the online purchases or online orders. Every single person that interacts with your customer has to be part of your customer experience management. And through your customer experience management, you have to have a uniform idea of the type of the customer experience that you want to deliver to the customer. So a brand that I love to always use as an example is Sephora. Sephora is a customer experience giant. They have understood what customer experience is, and they've actually set a precedent for different brands on what customer experience could be. No matter what Sephora you go to, no matter where it is in the world, you're getting the same customer experience. I love the fact that I can go to Sephora in the States and go to Sephora in Dubai and still be able to redeem my birthday gift if I'm in Dubai on my birthday. Simply because I have a Sephora card, I have a membership number, they have my name and my first and my last name, so they can easily pull up the information. Another great brand to think about when it comes to customer experience is McDonald's. No matter where you go in the world, when you go to McDonald's, you get the same kind of experience, the same Big Mac, the same products. They all taste the same. So you know you can rely on that brand for their customer experience. I'm sure you have other brands that can come to mind or that might come to mind within your country or your city that you can consistently go to because you know that you're going to get the same experience. And it's not the same boring experience, but the same consistent quality product or service. And part of that has to do with their customer experience management. They've understood and they've aligned their customer experience in every single department so that it is fluid. It flows from the pre-sale to the sale to the after sale, and the customer always feels that they're getting the best kind of customer service no matter what points of their customer journey that they're on. So at this point in the webinar, you should have somewhat of an understanding of what the customer's journey or the buyer's journey is when it comes to customer experience. But let's just go over it very quickly. So as I said, there's three very main stages: the pre-sale, the sale, and the post-sale or the after-sale. When you move from focusing on customer service to a focus on customer experience, you must consider the customer's interaction with your brand before they make a purchase from your business. So this means taking into consideration the information that you have online. Is your business searchable on Google? Is your contact information on social media correct? Is there someone even picking up the phone for the numbers that you've posted on social media? Are people responding to customers' questions on social media? How do you want them to respond to questions on social media? There's so many ways to strategize your pre-sale. The next stage is the sale. All interactions needed in order for the sales transaction to take place. When focusing on customer experience, you must ensure that everyone involved in the sale optimizes the customer service that is provided. So obviously for most businesses, the sale is the most important thing. But you have to realize not every customer that interacts with your brand is actually going to purchase something. So this is why it's really important to focus on customer service and customer experience through all the three stages. It's very important to focus on it through all three stages because not every customer is going to make a purchase. So if your customer experience is excellent at the pre-sale and the customer is one that takes some time to decide whether they want to purchase something, that experience that they had at the pre-sale is what's going to keep them or make them come back to actually make a purchase. And then if you have a customer that has purchased something and you contact them during the post-sale or the after-sale, it's really that experience after sale that keeps them thinking about your brand as, oh my God, they didn't just take my money because I came in and purchased something. They actually want to know how my experience was, and they want to know if I actually enjoyed the product or the service. So it's really about having your customers understand or making your customers know that you actually value them as customers, as well as retaining customers that you might lose or might lose temporarily at various stages of the sale. Okay, so the post-sale or the after-sale is all interactions required to ensure that the customer lifetime value is extended and that the customer continues to have a positive experience. We spoke about the customer lifetime value on the previous slide. So it's the amount of money that the customer spends over their lifetime. And the post-sale or after-sale helps you extend that. It adds more longevity to the lifetime value. So you want to be able to have a customer that comes and makes a purchase of an item, and then once that item is expired or it's done, they come back to your brand to purchase it and repurchase it and repurchase it again. There might be let's say a specific pharmacy that you always go to because they actually pay attention to what you're purchasing. They have a record of all the drugs or products that you purchase from them. And so when you go back and you're trying to replenish or restock on a vitamin or something like that, they know what your preference is in terms of the brand and the type of vitamin. And I feel like customers appreciate that rather than going to a whole different brand and having to explain what they like and tell them what they need. If a customer comes in and you're making that experience easier and convenient and pleasant for them, they will stay with your brand. So the next slide, we're going to talk about customer experience in terms of how customers interact with your brand across the customer journey. And there's three main areas that you should focus on as a business owner or as an employee, because for employees, you might be at those various points. And as a business owner, when you're developing your customer experience strategy, you want to focus on these three main areas. Those areas are the touch points, interactions, and engagements. So with the touch points, what you're looking at is the momentum when a customer comes in contact with your brand or is exposed to your brand. You want the touch points to be fairly quick, but at the same time, if a touch point takes a bit longer, whoever is responsible for that touch point or whatever is responsible for that touch point must ensure that the customer has a positive experience. So some kind of touch points are let's say your social media page is a touch point, or your business page is a touch point, your website is a touch point. Whatever it is, if your website is available or your social media page is available, is it clear how the customer is going to get in touch with your business? Is the information on there clear? Is the product information clear? Is the inventory or the availability of a product clear? Is your opening hours clear? You want all that information to be available so that the customer doesn't have to wonder, what time does this business open? What number do I call them on? Do they even have this product in stock? When they call you, that's another touch point. Is someone answering the phone? Are they providing the information that is needed? Those are the things that you have to take into consideration when you're dealing with your touch points. Interactions. what is the communication process between a brand and a company? Is it a two-way street? So for some brands, they do feel the need to set up a social media page, but they don't really have anyone that's handling it. And that is a really quick way to lose customers. So you'll find there might be some social media pages with the products and the description of the services. And then once a customer sends a DM, there's no one to respond to it. Or maybe they send a DM and the social media page is managed by a marketing company that doesn't have the accurate information needed by the customer. So you have to think about, how is your brand interacting with the customer? What forms of interaction is available? Sometimes when businesses set up, they want to have a phone number, they want to have a social media page, they want to have a website, they want to have Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all these different channels for customers to interact with them, but they don't have the manpower to be able to handle all of those different channels. And what happens is customers fall through the gaps. There will be customers messaging on Facebook, but there's no one to respond on time, and then you respond 4 days later. So I always encourage my clients to kind of streamline their interactions and their communication channels. You don't have to have 10 different ways for a customer to get in touch with you. It's better to have 2 or 3 and know that the customer can get through than 10 and know that you're missing and losing out on customers. Finally, engagements. So what is the depth of engagements? And this can even go back to the customer data. How much information are you taking from your customers? How engaged are you with your customers? Is it just about the price and the services? Or is it about finding what your customers' preferences are? Is it about finding out about your customers' birthday? And when you do find out about your customer's birthday, are you finding out what they like and what they don't like, so that once you do offer them a birthday gift or a birthday discount, it's something that they will enjoy? You have to think about how you want to engage with your customer and how much, how deep, how detailed you want that engagement to be. To be able to develop or build a customer-centric business, you have to know who your customer is. So who is your customer? And one of the things with customer experience is you can't really develop customer experience for just a generic customer. You have to know that there's different customer segments and there's different customer types. And developing an experience around those different customer types helps the experience to be more pleasant and more convenient and more impactful to your customers. So to know your customer, you have to know their needs, what exactly your customers actually want and need and expect from you. And as a business owner, you actually have to also know what the wants are. So what is the value of your customer to your firm or to your business? What value do they add to your business? So in order to really know your customer, you really have to get intimate with them. You have to ask specific questions. Do you know what your customers really want and need? Do you understand common needs that all your customers have, as well as the unique needs of each segment? And is your customer data integrated and easily accessible across your organization? So let's tackle these questions one by one. Do you know what your customers really want and need? As I said before, a great way to understand what your customers want and need is customer feedback. What I usually recommend my clients to do is that I recommend that they basically select a number of loyal customers that they've had for a while. Maybe think of it as a focus group and contact them because you already have a relationship with that customer, and ask them for feedback about their experience with the brand. Is there anything my brand is providing you that you feel like you're not getting, or that you would want to get more of, or that they can improve upon? And use that feedback to inform the decisions you make when it comes to customer experience. Another thing that you can do is also identify some customers that are new customers. Call them, contact them, and say, thank you for coming to my shop or to my business. And we value the fact that you chose us. We would love to make your experience better and more positive. Is there any feedback that you have about your previous experience at our business or with our brand? And that also helps you understand what your new customers are looking for. Maybe they had an expectation of your business that you weren't able to fulfill, or maybe you exceeded the expectation that they have, but you will never know until you ask your customers these important questions. The next question is, do you understand common needs that all of your customers have, as well as the unique needs of each segment? The important thing to know is that not every customer is the same. So you can't treat your customer experience as if you're treating all your customers in the same way. There's going to be different types of customers. This is a whole different topic that we will talk about later on in a different webinar. But what you should know is that you have to be able to identify the different customer segments. You're going to realize that as you provide different purchasing channels for your customers, there's going to be customers that want to purchase their products online. There's going to be customers that want to purchase their products in store. There's going to be customers that only call to find out about products but never purchase or take a long time to make a purchasing decision. But you have to be able to identify those segments. There might be customers that purchase a lot of products at one time and customers that purchase a few products at another time. There might be, because there's so many different customer segments, but you have to identify them. And you have to also identify the common ones, the common needs. So as I said earlier in this webinar, maybe you have a convenience store and you notice that customers generally come and buy bread, eggs, and milk at the same time. That's a need that people have maybe every week or every other week. What can you do to make that experience more whole for them or more positive or more pleasant? Offer them a discount if they purchase 2 loaves of bread and milk and eggs, or offer them a discount if they purchase double the amount. Offer them a loyalty reward for coming into your shop to purchase those items, because they could literally go to other convenience stores and purchase those exact same items. They are common items. So really identifying those needs a customer has. For example, there might be a product that you offer that is being delivered to customers, and you have one specific customer that insists that you give them a call at least an hour before the delivery is made so that there's someone available to receive the delivery. Making a note on that customer's file so that everyone that works within your organization sees that note and make sure that they call the customer is something that the customer will value as part of their experience with your brand. And that ties into our next question. Is your customer data integrated and is easily accessible across your organization? If you work in an organization with so many different people that are dealing with customers on a daily basis, it's important that all this information is centralized and available in one place. You want to be able to consistently provide excellent customer service and an excellent customer experience. Let's go back to the Sephora example. When I was talking about Sephora and the fact that if I went to Sephora in New York or I went to Sephora in Toronto, I would still get the same experience if it was my birthday. If I went into a Sephora on July 4th and it was my birthday and I said, okay, here's my Sephora number, I came to redeem my birthday gift, I would still be able to redeem it irrespective of where I am. And you want your customers to know that regardless of whoever is dealing with them, on the phone, on the other end of the phone or in person, that customer has the information, that employee has the information that they need to be able to deliver the service consistently and to be able to deliver a customized and personalized service to your customer. So it's important that you have that data integrated across your organization. Let's talk about how you can integrate that data. It doesn't matter how big or how small your business is. There's so many solutions online that you can use to integrate data, customer data, into your business. So one thing I always talk about is the customer relationship management software. It's called a CRM software. CRM softwares are so important for businesses because they allow you to develop the relationship and manage your relationships with your customers. You can use it in the retail industry, they use it in the hospitality industry, any industry that you're in. As long as you have customer data, you should be using a CRM. A CRM can give you information like how recent your customer made a purchase, how frequently they made a purchase, what they purchased, what they're looking out for, what they're asking about. And all that information can be put on a customer account. So if employee A has access to that information about customer X and employee A is unavailable and customer X calls your business or gets in touch with your business, employee B is still able to provide excellent customer service because all that information about customer X is available on their file. It's important that you have some kind of customer database in a way that you can integrate it into the operations of your business so that every customer consistently gets the kind of customer experience and customer service that you want them to get. So I thought it would be important to include some drivers for customer loyalty in this webinar because it's really important to start thinking about how you can really create customer loyalty within your business. There's 3 specific ways that I want to talk about, and I've already gone over them pretty briefly throughout the webinar. The first one is omni-channel, multi-channel, right? So you want to think about various touch points that you can develop loyalty over. You don't want to only develop loyalty at the after-sales points. You don't want to only develop loyalty at the pre-sale points. And you also don't want to only develop loyalty at the sales point. So you want to think about how you can consistently provide excellent customer service at the various points. And so it could be something as simple as when a customer calls or interacts with your brand at the first channel. Getting their customer information is very important. Their name, their phone number, their location, where they're calling from, how they found out about your business is one way to interact with them and start developing loyalty. And then once they move on to the next points or the next section of the sale or the journey. Maybe once they're at the sale point and they're actually about to purchase the product, whoever interacts with them at that point is like, oh, you know what, I realize you're a new customer. We would like to provide you with 5% discounts, or we'd like to know your birthday so that once it's your birthday, we can offer you a discount or a gift on our behalf for being a valued customer of my business. So you have to think about all the different channels and how you can consistently provide excellent customer service and customer experience at those different points. The next thing is personalization. Another thing that I've also talked about, another topic that I've brushed upon, is providing a personalized service to your customer. This is a great way to drive and inform and improve customer loyalty. Personalization is as simple as knowing your customer's name, knowing what their preferences are, knowing where they live or what they purchase, and their buying behavior, how often they come into the store, and even getting to know what they would like from your business. That's what personalization is. And the good thing about personalization is that studies have found a correlation between customer satisfaction and personalization. Once a customer sees that you actually know who they are and you value their business, then they are more satisfied with the service that you're offering. If they come in and it doesn't matter whether they're Jane today or John tomorrow, it's not going to matter to them whether they're coming to your business or not either. But then I always think about hospitality businesses and personal care businesses. So like with hair salons are a great example because a woman would tend to go to the same hair salon for years, decades, because the hairdresser understands her hair, understands what her hair responds to, takes some time to get to know her because a customer at a hair salon is spending about 40 minutes or an hour a day at that salon. And the hairdresser is taking her time to get to know that customer, about their family, what they do as a job, and really just developing that relationship. It's really important for customer satisfaction to provide a personal service to a customer. Finally, partnerships are a great way for driving customer loyalty. And what do I mean by partnerships? Partnering with other businesses, strategic partnerships. You're adding more value to the interaction that the customer is having with you. So for example, let's go back to the fridge example. Someone comes into your shop and purchases a fridge. You've provided the pre-sale customer service, during the sale customer service, and the after-sale customer service. It's in the after-sales that you can actually offer a strategic and value-added benefit for them purchasing from your business. If they purchase a fridge and you know that they could have great servicing at a specific brand, that brand is specialized in the type of fridges that you sell, why not partner with that servicing company and offer the servicing to your customer at a discount that has been agreed upon by the two companies? This is added value for your customer, and that is how you develop customer loyalty. Another example would be a retail shop, someone that sells clothing, for example. Maybe they sell suits, and their customers come in and buy really expensive suits for them. Once you purchase an expensive suit, you want to know that you're able to dry clean and maintain it for a while, because you're not trying to buy a suit every week. For a retail company that's selling suits, the best thing would be to partner with a dry cleaning company that has the capability to be able to dry clean those suits in the best quality for your customer and deliver it directly to your customer. That's value added. Partnerships help extend additional value to brands, which enhances both customer and brand loyalty. So key tools to improve your business's customer experience. We've already talked about CRM software, client relationship management software. It's a great way to build customer relationships and keep track of customer data, sales, customer interactions, marketing, etc. There's so many variations and options online. Some of the options that I actually like are HubSpot CRM, Zoho CRM. If you're running a retail business, you're looking for a point of sale solution that has the ability to integrate a CRM software into it or already has it built in. It's very important for retail that you have some sort of client relationship management or customer relationship management integrated into your point of sale solution. The next thing is to measure customer experience. Businesses should utilize at least 2 customer experience metrics to understand how customers feel about their experience, product, or service. So let's discuss customer experience metrics. We're going to discuss 4 main metrics. One of the most popular metrics is the Net Promoter Score. Basically, it's one question. How likely are you to recommend this product to a friend or a colleague? It usually uses a scale of 0 to 5 or 0 to 10. And by asking that one question and tracking it over time, you can tell whether your customer experience is improving or it's not. As people tend to choose more 5s, then you know that you're going in the right direction. And as it gets lower, you know that there's something that's going wrong, that's not delivering an excellent customer experience to your customers. Because when you think about it, are you really going to recommend a bad brand or a poor brand or bad customer service at a brand to a family member? We always want our family members to have the best of what we have. So the Net Promoter Score is a very strong metric to use to be able to assess whether your customer experience is good, whether it's improving, or whether it's not, and what you need to do. You have to identify what you need to do to improve it. The next metric is the CSAT, the CSAT, customer satisfaction. That's what it generally measures. So how would you rate your recent product or service experience? Usually it's on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being excellent and 1 being very bad or very dissatisfied. You're asking your customer about their satisfaction with your brand and how they would rate their satisfaction with your brand. It's very straightforward. Customers are generally very honest when it comes to this, as long as it's anonymous. I tend to not encourage my clients to ask these questions in person, because some people are a bit shy and they don't want to ruffle the feathers of the brand or the business owner. So sending this in an email or in a text message, actually sending it in a mass email is the best way. Sending it in a mass text message is also a really good way. And then some industries will generally call, like the banking and the telecommunication industry will call their customers and ask them a few questions. Sometimes they ask them all four questions, or 4 different questions that measure the metrics, but generally Net Promoter Score and CSAT. The next one is customer lifetime value, which we went over. The CLV could be calculated both as a business value that customer brings during the whole time of the relationship with the company, or as a value over a defined period of time. So if you're running a retail business and you're collecting customer data and your purchase data, your sales, you're able to track CLV fairly easily because you have the customer and the purchases that they're making. So if customer X made purchases over let's say a purchase of $2,000 over the 3 months that they were purchasing from your business, then you know that that's their CLV for the 3 months. But if you want to really see how much the customer has purchased over since the beginning when they started making their purchases, then you should have software that should be able to analyze the data and provide you with that information. The next thing is the churn rate. Customer churn rate reflects how many of your customers have stopped using your products or services. Generally, customer churn rate accounts the total number of lost customers, or the percentage of lost customers within a defined time period. Sometimes customer churn rate is calculated as a lost business value. So churn rate is somewhat tied to the CLV, but it's important to see how much money you're losing as a result of the experience that you're providing. And so you can generally tell if you have the data and if you have the software that is able to analyze the data as part of your POS, your point of sale, or your CRM. You should be able to see which customers are not coming in or haven't come in frequently. And a good thing about that is you're able to contact them and remind them that you do provide these products or services and that you would like to see them. And one thing that I also recommend to my clients is that, a great way to push customers back into your business is to offer them 5% off if they come back to your business within this certain period, within the next month or within the next 2 weeks, the next 30 days, just because you would like to see them again. And customers generally do. Sometimes what happens is that a customer will go into a business and they have a great experience there, but they forget about the business for a number of reasons. Most of the time it's because the business never collected customer data, so they have no way to contact the customer, remind them about the business. Another thing is it might just be in passing that the customer found out about the business. Maybe they just randomly saw a shop on the road when they were driving somewhere and they decided to stop by, but that's not necessarily an area that they are usually familiar with. So it's really good to collect customer data, to pay attention to your churn rates, and to try and understand why these customers are not coming back. So what can you do now? A great way to figure out where your business stands in terms of customer experience is to perform a customer experience audit. Perform a customer experience audit on your business. Assess the touch points, interactions, and engagements. Now you know what the touch points are. Now you know what the interactions are. And now you can look at what type of engagements you're having with a customer. Ask yourself, how can you make them better based on who your customer is? So talk to those customers that you know are loyal to your brand. Find out how you can make their experience better and look at your different touch points, interactions, and engagements and see how you can improve them. Do this with your team. Do this with your customer-facing staff. Talk to your customer-facing staff, the staff that interacts with your customers the most, because they really understand what your customers' wants, likes, dislikes, and expectations are. Another way is to get customer feedback. So as I just said, talk to your customers. Find out what they want and what they need and ask them how you can improve their experience and use your customer experience metrics. So use your Net Promoter Score and use your CSAT, your customer satisfaction rating, to figure out how you can improve the customer experience for your business. Finally, let's just go over everything that we've talked about. We've discussed what customer service is, so we know that it's every interaction that you have with a customer. And then we also went through what the difference between customer service and customer experience is. We know that customer service is reactionary. We know that customer experience is proactive, it's holistic. We also know that customer service falls under customer experience, and we know that by focusing on customer experience, we can definitely improve the overall customer experience at our brand. We know that customer experience is more of developing a strategy that informs your customer service at your business. So what we discussed, what the importance of customer service for your business is in terms of growing your business revenue and developing customer loyalty, and then being recommended by your customers. So your customers become brand ambassadors for your business. We know that it's important to know who your customer is, right? And the only way that you can know who your customer is by talking to them, by taking their customer data, by offering personalized service to understand what their needs and what their wants are, and by identifying what value they bring to your business. We also talked about the drivers for loyalty. So the drivers for loyalty are very important. We talked about the various ways that we can improve customer loyalty, including referral programs, discount programs, loyalty programs. We talked about understanding who your customer is in terms of the customer data and knowing that if you provide a personalized service, it might push your customer more frequently to your business than them going to a competitor. We also talked about the tools to improve your business, customer experience metrics, very, very important. Net Promoter Score, to understand how likely a customer is going to recommend your business to a family member or a friend. CSAT, understanding the customer satisfaction rating that your customers will give you. And then we discussed other metrics that you can use in order to improve your overall customer experience. Thank you so much for joining me in this webinar. Please feel free to email any questions to bawoniconsult@gmail.com, and I hope to see you at our next webinar. Thank you.